Hi guys, welcome to another video. In this video we are looking at some of the most interesting questions as far as functions are concerned. You are usually asked to determine the value or values of x for which f of x is greater than 0 or f of x is less or equals to 0. Either one of these four questions you might be asked to determine. Okay, so how do you determine those values of x? Firstly, let's be clear about the signs. The greater than sign is pointed to the right, the less than sign is pointed to the left. So this is the less than, this is the greater. Okay, less than and greater than signs. So just make sure you're not confusing those signs. And when they are saying f of x is greater than 0, that's basically the same as saying y is greater than 0. Okay, when we say f of x is greater than 0, it's the same as saying y is greater than 0. That means y is positive. I hope you understand that. So to determine the values of x for which this graph or f of x is greater than 0, basically just determine the regions where the graph is above the x-axis. These are the two regions, as you can see, from -1 all the way to -infinity, as well as from +2 to +infinity. So to determine those values of x is from x equals to -1 all the way to -infinity, and from 2 all the way to +infinity, exclusive of the -1 as well as +2, because at those points f of x is actually equals to 0. So to answer the first question, you're going to say x is less than -1 or x is greater than 2. When x is less than -1, you see that f of x is actually greater than 0. That means it's above the x-axis. And even when x is greater than 2, you see that f of x is actually positive, being positive being greater than 0. Okay, and for the second part, when we say determine the values of x for which f of x is less than what? 0, how you get the answer is to say, look at the graph and try to identify the region where the graph of f is below the x-axis, because f of x is less than 0 is the same as saying y is less than 0. The portion of the graph where y is less than 0 is this portion between -1 and 2. So that is the portion that we are interested in, from -1 all the way to +2, exclusive of those intercepts, x-intercepts. Okay, so that is x is between -1 and 2. Okay, now if you were trying to determine the values of x for which f of x is greater or equals to 0, you need to just include the intercepts. You're talking about the region from which the graph is 0 and the graph is at the x-axis until it goes above. Okay, so this is just saying x is less or equals to -1 or x is greater or equals to 2. And then number 4, if you are looking for a region or the values of x for which f of x is less or equals to 0, just need to include the intercepts from -1 to +2. You can see that it starts being 0, goes below, then it's still 0 at 2. So that's just how you answer these kind of questions. I hope you find them very easy. See you in the next video.